Ooh, what's up, Internet? Cory Zamier here, collecting with Cory. I'm sitting in a chair. Probably the first time in this game room. Not sitting on the floor, so you got a little bit of a different camera angle. The lighting is making it look like I'm sweating profusely, but it's actually very nice in here. I don't know why. I'm just glistening. Going bald, guys. Let's get to the video. Alright guys, so this week I spent a whole bunch of Gamestop credit to get a whole bunch of games that I realistically probably shouldn't have bought. I think that's what happens just about every time I get a decent amount of Gamestop credit built up. And even if I'm able to resist for a little while, I'll eventually give in and find something stupid. Something stupid to purchase. And it happened 2 years ago around this same time of year, I believe, where I had a whole bunch of GameStop credit and I bought a whole bunch of Vita games that I honestly no longer have in my collection. So, hopefully I'm not repeating that trend. So we're going to start off with the GameStop purchases here. First up, kind of disappointed with this. A lot of people I know were able to get Star Fox Zero with Star Fox Guard pretty much brand new for $5 at GameStop. The GameStop I went to that did have it in the double pack was still trying to charge $20 for it. I know a lot of people, especially locally here, have had luck ordering the game used off of GameStop.com and getting it shipped to them brand new. I don't imagine that's probably still going to be the case if I were to try it. Plus, it's not really a game where I'm willing to invest more time or money into getting. I didn't hear great things about this. I just wanted it for my collection. If I can get the box for it eventually, like I said, purchase these two separately. It was maybe a total of $6. I'm not sweating it. Even if I can't get the box, it's whatever. It's a mediocre first-party Nintendo title, which is... How often do you get to say that? A mediocre first-party Nintendo title. Jesus Christ, what happened? Next up, picked this game up because it was cheap. And I've heard good things about the series. I believe it was a PSP game. And I believe I actually have... I actually don't have it on the PSP. I think it is a PSP game. Luminous, Electronic Symphony, puzzle game. Music-driven puzzle, as it says. Non-stop music-driven puzzle action. So, that was like $6. And the rest of these games, you're going to see a common theme. Aside from the last two I'll show you. One thing... Who was I listening to? I think I was listening to someone on a podcast. I think it was the Video Game Dads. They were talking about how one of them has basically a complete PS3 collection. And he was talking about how when you start collecting sub-collections, or like you want all the sports games on PS3, you want all the fishing games on PS3, it gets very easy to start building up towards like the whole collection. And I actually had Alicia come into a GameStop with me, which was like the first time in a long time, and we saw this game, The Girl and the Robot Deluxe Edition. It's a Soedesco game, and I've actually heard pretty good things about it. It looks really cool. The art style is amazing. It's a one-player game. It says, experience the mysterious and award-winning story. Feast your eyes on an art style reminiscent of old fairy tales. Play as a little girl and a mysterious remote-controlled robot. Defeat vicious enemies and solve original puzzles. Like, it sounds like a fun game. So we picked it up. But we also picked up a few other games at that GameStop. One of them actually has nothing to do with it. It's just Game of Thrones, Telltale Games. Probably going to play it with her eventually. We're really into Game of Thrones. But then there was this other game. Don't really know how to pronounce it. Area, I would say. Collector's Edition. Another Soedesco game. Another deluxe or collector's edition, so it actually comes with a music CD just like The Girl and the Robot did. And then I started looking into other Soedesco games they had there. They had this one called Pharaonic. Pharaonic? How the hell do you pronounce that? Pharaonic? I think it's like trying to be like a pharaoh. It's like an Egyptian-themed deluxe edition. Explore an ancient Egypt full of traps and treacherous enemies. Very cheap. That's the other theme with these games. I took the price tags off of most of them, but I think I left this one on the show. $8 for a PS4 game. So then we went down the deep end, and I picked up the rest of the ones from Soedesco that I was able to find at GameStop, be it new or used. We got World to the West, one-player game, adventure title, it looks like. Rogue Stormers, run-and-gun gameplay, online and couch co-op, roguelike action. Not all of these have like special edition discs or collector's edition on them either, so it's just a few of them. Then brand new, picked up Tricky Towers. Of course, it's GameStop brand new, so it has like a little, but it's not new. They opened that shit. And Whoopo. Special edition. I'm assuming this one comes with a CD. It's also GameStop brand new. Discover the wondrous world of Whoopo. Interact with extraordinary and hilarious creatures. Battle or use your social skills to overcome challenges. Enjoy an enchanting orchestrated soundtrack. Enjoy an enchanting orchestrated soundtrack. So like I said, picked up pretty much all of the Soedesco games I could find. Left behind the one that was called Real Farm because it's a farming simulator and fuck that. I'm not going that far off the deep end where I'm going to start purchasing stuff like that. Luckily, I did decide to pick up a few games that I wanted to get and have been eyeing. We got Inside and Limbo on the PS4. Played a bit of Limbo on the PS3, I think it was, or maybe it was the PS4 when it was a free title on PS Plus. Very fun game. Didn't get too far in it, but it was a lot of fun, and I heard great things about Inside. And the last one that I got from GameStop, I ended up picking up because it was the Steelbook edition for Persona 5. A game that I realistically was hoping I would wait until I can get on like some sort of handheld. I know it's probably not coming out for the Vita at this point, but a man could hope, right? A man could hope. For about $30, the Steelbook edition goes for about $44. Gonna hold on to it. Always really liked the Persona series. I've talked about it on my PSP and Vita collection videos, I believe. I just don't end up getting very far in them. And that was it for GameStop pickups. That wiped out, I believe, the majority of my credit. I started with about $250 credit, and I think I'm down to about $60. So that's crazy how much that costs if you think about it. Next up, I'm going to show you another game store pickup. I picked up 6 PSP games at my local game exchange because they have a buy 2 get 1 free sale on anything that's under $8. And I saw a couple PSP games that I wanted for my collection, so I decided to get them all that I wanted for my collection, oddly enough. Just because it ended up being an even number, like 6, so it worked out. Finally have Little Big Planet for the PSP. Twisted Metal Head On. This one was kind of like the only one that was just to fill in the gaps. Untold Legends Warriors Code. Have the other Untold Legends game on the PSP. This... oh, I dropped it. This was the main one that I wanted to get. Patapon 2 with the disc, and I actually already have the instruction booklet. This was the only one that didn't come complete. I already have the instruction booklet from the copy I got that had a download code only. So that's very cool. Then they had Ape Escape Academy title. And then the last one, Me and My Katamari, which I would eventually like to get all the Katamari games that they come out with. I don't really know how much they differ from title to title, to be honest. I've only played the original Katamari on the PS2, so I don't really know where you go from there. Unless it's just like different touch controls, like if you have a touch screen, if you have motion controls, or what have you. The next few items are actually from my wife, Alicia. She was cleaning out her old room and found some Game Boy Advance games that she gave to me. She has Frogger's Adventure, Temple of the Frog, The Nightmare Before Christmas, The Pumpkin King, bleh, The Pumpkin King. I don't know why I can't pronounce that sometimes. Pumpkin King. And Spyro Season of Ice. And also, at the time of this recording, it's a few days after Valentine's Day. So we exchanged Valentine's Day gifts, and she got me a couple of cool things here. I have yet to open this up and put it together. I'm definitely going to do that. She got us wedding Legos. And oddly enough, there's a few different hairstyles you can do. Actually summoned my wife by talking about how this looks like us. She just called me. So I'm going to build these and display them probably somewhere in the living room, I'd imagine. Really kind of cool Lego wedding. I don't know. It was cute. And also a game I've been looking for the Switch, she decided to get me. Soldem. Drop, Connect, Erase. Kind of like a puzzle game. Drop and rotate the falling Soldem fruit. Connect the fruit with the matching color to create a row and erase. Unlock and evolve different what? Plumbus? It's weird when they create a word that's not a word, and I'm trying to read it off the jump. Unlock and evolve different Plumbus across 200 levels in Soldem mode. Take on 50 levels of increasing difficulty in challenge mode. And play with friends in two-player online versus mode. Brand new, haven't opened it yet. Game I was looking for. I did unfortunately miss out on that game on Black Friday, and also they had a random Target cartwheel deal at some point that I missed out on by just a few hours or something. Next up, we got some pawn shop finds. Not much in the way of pawn shop finds. I actually picked this up for $1, Dynasty Warriors 2. This was a consolation purchase. I don't like the Dynasty Warriors games, but for $1 I'll pick it up. It's complete and in good shape. Probably going to resell it or hold on to it for my tag sale. It's not worth much. And the second game I actually picked up because it goes with the box Sega Genesis I got a few weeks back, and I'm trying to sell that. Maybe this will add a little bit of value to it. This was only $3 at the pawn shop, and it was the only game I was really able to find pawn shopping this week from what I remember. Unless I ended up showing it in the thrifting video. I think I fucked up and showed some games in the thrifting video, but it's whatever. At the flea market for $5 each, I got 3 boxed, 2 of them complete, NES games to add to my collection. I didn't have these. I'm very close to stacking them up to the ceiling. First up, we have Ultimate Basketball, and this is in like some of the best shape for an NES box I actually have in my collection. Next up, NFL. LJN NFL. Very nice shape also. And the last one, the only one that has a little bit of a ding on it, Bases Loaded. And this one is missing the manual, but I might already have the manual, who knows. I feel like NES manuals, I have a decent amount of them, and I don't really know which ones I have or don't have, so. That was it for my flea market finds. Hey guys, interlude here. I actually forgot to show off these games that I got from a pawn shop this week. So, right in the middle of this video, we have another pickup video. Went to a pawn shop that I've had some decent luck at in the past. Picked up, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. I hope this is my receipt, because I don't remember how much I paid. I paid 30 Juan... Nope. Basically $33 after tax. They had to charge me tax because some reason Governor Malloy wants his money. I don't know. they gave me some kind of reason for it. Not the first time I've been charged tax at a pawn shop, but definitely not very common, to be honest. I picked up a bunch of PS1 games. They generally don't have these priced, so they kind of either price them on the fly or give you a really cheap $3 price tag like I kind of got here. This game, not worth it. I'd never heard of it. C12 Final Resistance. It's from the creators of Medieval. So I thought it might be cool, it might be worth something. It's not. It's like a $4 game. I'm just going to add that to the collection for now. Maybe do a Let's Play something on it, since I've never seen anybody talk about that ever. Crusaders of Might and Magic. Another game I got for $3. Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver Greatest Hits. $3. Not a bad deal. Recooper. In this case, we have the disc only for Dino Crisis. Once again, $3. And this last one, aside from the little poo-poo that's apparently on the case here, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, good condition. And the thing is, they also had a copy of Pro Skater 2 that did have a price sticker on it that they wanted $15 for, which is like at least $5 more than the game is worth. So, feel pretty good about getting that one for $3. And then there was these 3 games. I'm not sure if this was a good deal. I haven't actually looked it up yet. Worms 3D. This is one of the only games they had actually priced. $9.99, kind of high, I think. I don't know if it's worth it, but I like the Worms series, so I decided to take a risk on it. And at the time, I didn't even notice the price sticker. It wasn't until he was pricing everything. But then when he said $33 for everything, I knew it was still worth it because of these 2 games. First up, we have WarioWare Smooth Moves, a game that goes for about $10 to $15. Very good condition, complete. A Wii game that I don't really care to have in my collection because I honestly don't really like WarioWare games. I've tried them in the past, and it's not for me. And a Metal Gear game that I don't see that often, Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence. This is the second version of Metal Gear Solid 3 that came out. Has all new online gameplay, including deathmatch, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if you can even still do that. I wonder if that's... I don't know. Complete the Metal Gear 3 Snake Eater game with new user-controlled 3D camera. I guess that's a really good bonus if it's a camera angle issue in the first game. Includes never-before-released games Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. So is that the NES games? Never-before-released games Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. I don't know what that means, because those were NES games, so I don't really know what they're talking about there. Secret Theater mode, dual mode, and new stages for Snake vs. Monkey minigame, and game connectivity with Metal Gear Acid 2 on the PSP. So definitely a really cool, I guess, updated edition of a game. So be on the lookout for that. It goes for about $15. And back to the rest of the video. The last thing I have to show you is something that I've wanted for my collection for a very long time, ever since I used to see them in the background of the Angry Video Game Nerds game room. I believe that's where I first saw it. And not specifically this one, but just any of them in general. This is a Donkey Kong mini arcade. Unfortunately, it's not in great shape, and it does require C batteries, like 4 C batteries to operate, so I'm pretty sure it works. He said it works. I still have to buy the batteries to test it out. All I really keep on hand are AA's. Nice shape, except for this. I didn't realize this in the OfferUp listing. I'm actually going to go back and check to see if in the OfferUp listing it was mentioned. Given it's OfferUp, it's not like there's much I can do about it. Only paid $40 for this, so assuming it works in the condition it's in, it's still not a bad deal. This is from, I believe, 1981, which is fucking crazy to me. It's made by Coleco, official Nintendo licensed. Kind of worried that maybe the side is peeling a little bit here. It's kind of coming up at the end, but how much it resists makes me think maybe it was glued back on. But still happy with the pickup. It's going to look great in the game room if I can actually find a place to put it. To be honest, I'm not really sure if I have a surface readily available for this. There is another shelf I am looking to put up back behind me here. above this rack over here on the wall. So maybe I'll find some more space for displaying cool items like that. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'd like you guys to like the video. I'd really appreciate it. Comment below with what you think of the finds I had, and also let me know what you've been able to find lately yourselves. Subscribe if you're new, if you'd like to see more of these videos. Eventually, when there's no snow on the ground, and it becomes warm here in Connecticut, I will be going garage sailing again, and my main series, Weekend Adventure and Video Game Hunting, will be back. I can't wait. I actually cannot wait. It's weird because by the end of garage sale season, I'm sick of garage sailing, but man, when you go through a long winter, you fucking fiend for it like a crack addict. So, that's gonna do it. If you'd like to support the channel, you can go check me out on Patreon. I'd really appreciate the support. Big shout out to my 3 Patreon supporters, Todderbert, Dr. Doge Productions, and Hugh Stewart. I appreciate your continued support, and as always, keep it real, Internet. I love you guys.